Irwin had also just come out of the labyrinth. She was completely exhausted because she was hunting on the 3rd floor with her sister. She experienced the strength of the 7th rank monsters that she had never experienced before. Although it was just her sister that was fighting, the 6th rank monster they coincidentally came across, it felt like a proper adventure to her. Unlike the first one, where she was so busy trying to survive, she was excited to surprise Bjorn. She wanted to show Bjorn her new essence and was wondering if he would try it like last time. Even if that hurts, she was still excited to see him. Then she entered the guild building in a line. When her chance came, she gave her stone for counting. She earned 184,100 stones. The cashier lady got suspicious and asked her how she earned that much, despite being a 9th rank explorer. Irwin told her that she was with her sister. Then the cashier lady asked her the name of her sister. Irwin told the full name of her sister, which is Daria Wittember de Turcia. The cashier lady checked her register and found that her sister is a certified explorer, so she let Irwin leave easily. Then she went back home to take a shower. She was very excited to meet Bjorn, got ready quickly, and looked beautiful in her new dress. She couldn't stop her happiness. She wanted to meet Bjorn and buy him dinner with the money she had earned. She wanted to exchange experiences with Bjorn. When she reached the place where Bjorn was staying, and she asked about him, they told her that he still hadn't returned yet. There is only one meaning if someone enters the labyrinth and doesn't return when it's closed. Irwin didn't want to think about it. She refused to believe it. And just like a week went by, when she came again, she saw a man taking Bjorn's stuff out of his room. She got angry and asked them why they were taking Bjorn's stuff out of his room. That man said that he had waited quite a bit for her sake already and asked her what she thought it meant. She already knew, but she didn't want to believe it. But that man told her that he is dead in there. This broke her will completely. She was crying alone outside when her sister approached her. She said that she heard about him and asked Irwin to get up. She told her that she couldn't stay here like this. Irwin grabbed her sister's hand and told her that she wanted to become stronger so that she could protect the people she loved. This look could give anyone goosebumps. On the other hand, it was already a week since Bjorn was put in prison. He was charged with being a plunderer. On the first day of interrogation, the investigating officer asked him about the bow. Bjorn told him that he got it from the guys who were trying to kill him. So it's not a problem to loot people who attacked you first. That man said that they would figure out who attacked first. He was going to imprison Bjorn just for this. Bjorn felt that something was off. It was an unwritten rule that they wouldn't question anyone without evidence, no matter what the explorers brought back. The man told him that the rules of the guild changed a few days ago. They decided to thoroughly investigate, starting with 9th rank explorers, in order to minimize plundering. Life is hard wherever you go if you're a lower rank. They brought in guys with no connections, but who had a lot of loot like Bjorn. That man asked again where he got the crossbow from. Bjorn told him again about the incident where he was ambushed by a group of plunderers. Of course, he left the woman out of the story. People might think he was possessed if he broke the promise. Then that man asked if he was stabbed in the neck and survived, then saw the mark. Bjorn said that it's right here, but the mark is gone because of the vampire essence. After that, he ended up talking about the rupture, despite not wanting to. But instead of believing him, he started laughing, saying that he was bad at lying, maybe because he was a barbarian. He says, why would a vampire be in the 1st floor rupture? Bjorn got angry and asked him to call a mage so he could verify his statements using memory magic. That man said that they couldn't call a mage for a mere 9th rank explorer. Only 7th rank and up can request verification. Then Bjorn said that he would pay for it. He said that they would take all the money anyways when he dies. So why would they waste the money on something so pointless? And he would think about it if he finds a guild-affiliated mage. This is how his first day went. Then, 2 days later, a 9th rank guild-affiliated mage came and tried mental magic, but due to Bjorn's high mentality stat, the mentality magic failed. After failing, The mage said that they would have to call a mage from the magic tower. But that man refused, saying that he couldn't call such important people for such a trivial matter. Bjorn even mentioned Raven and the dwarf, but he refused to listen to Bjorn. If you've forgotten, Raven is the mage he met in the rupture. He asked Bjorn to give up and confess. He kept pushing Bjorn to confess until the 7th day of interrogation. On the 7th day of interrogation, he came very happily and said that he finally got solid evidence while showing the communication stone Bjorn got from the Crystal Union guy when he met with Irwin. He said that it looked like this was not the first time Bjorn was plundering people. He looked up the number on the message stone and found out it belonged to a dead explorer. He also got statements from the Crystal Union about what he had done. Then he told Bjorn that he would be executed in 3 hours. Bjorn was already past the point where it can be resolved by words alone. But even if he were to break out of this place, he would just be marked as an escapee plunderer. Then there's only one way to get out of here alive. He has to prove that he is innocent, but he can't do that with words alone. So he decided to get out of the prison first. He grabbed the prison bars and used flesh explosion. The power of the explosion was terrifying. It melted the bars like nothing. After the smoke settles down, Bjorn comes out of the prison. The guard outside was terrified and shocked by the explosion of this magnitude. He tried to warn others, but Bjorn kicked his face and knocked him out. Bjorn's hand was healing quickly after the flesh explosion. This essence at least came in handy this time, so I will hate it less, but it still hurts, for sure. After Bjorn's hand healed completely, he takes the keys from the guard. The other prisoners started calling for Bjorn. They started asking for help from him, asking him to free them. Bjorn knows that some of them are real criminals who have committed many crimes, but an innocent barbarian who was blamed for no reason doesn't give a damn about that. So he started opening others' gates. After Bjorn opened everyone's gates and they came out, they started celebrating the barbarian of freedom. They are in the underground prison of the Explorer Guild branch. The guards are standing guard at the gate of the underground prison when a sound comes from behind. When the guard tried to look behind, the door blasted off, and a wave of prisoners rush out with all kinds of weird weapons they find. They started attacking people as soon as they came out. The workers offer rewards to explorers who take down escapees. Then both groups start fighting. The fight is intense, but it was helpful for Bjorn. He took this chance to go up to the 2nd floor, because he knew that the prisoners would be caught soon enough. Unlike the explorers, the prisoners don't have weapons, except for some clubs they stole. Bjorn just wants them to stall for at least 5 minutes. He was running with all his power, but what he wants isn't just to escape. When he reached up, there's a group of guards guarding the way up. They say that they can't let him up because the branch manager was upstairs. Then, Bjorn extended his hand outward of stairs railing and used flesh explosion. The explosion exploded Bjorn's hand and scattered his blood all over. After the blood touched countless prisoners and explorers. The blood is acidic, which hurts them like hell. But that's not the main use of it. If you guys remember, it's used for sacrificial seal used by the vampire. Another overpowered skill he got from vampire essence. It increases physical stats proportionally to the number of sacrifices within a 100-meter radius. By the sheer amount of people in the fight, you can imagine the amount of physical stat boost he gained from them. He looked like he was going to eat the guards. He started attacking them with bare hands while the guards have shields and swords, but they are still afraid. Bjorn slammed the guard to the ground. I don't think this man is getting up anytime soon, even with the help of elixirs. Then another guard came to take revenge. He swung his sword to attack Bjorn. Bjorn used his hand to stop the sword attack. Bjorn's hand healed instantly, which surprised guards about how he healed instantly without using potions. But Bjorn didn't give a damn about that. He punched the guard's face with full force. Bjorn is feeling power boiling within him. He is high in power. The guards are too afraid to move after seeing the other guard flying with a single punch. Bjorn was really enjoying the power boost. Guards were thinking, How can a 9th rank barbarian be so strong? This branch only locks up low-ranking explorers, so they didn't expect Bjorn to be this strong. If you guys are thinking that the guild is so weak, it's not that the guild is weak, but there are different branches for different ranking explorers. So, Bjorn is the one who is too strong for his rank. After that starts the fight. Here comes the right uppercut, then a left jab, again a punch from the right with the seasoning of flesh explosion from your favorite, Bjorn Cena. Bjorn Jandal. This reminds me of, now that every guard is down, he finally arrived at the branch manager's office on the 3rd floor of the Explorer Guild. Bjorn opened the door wide, trying to enter the room. However, there was a man in a red jacket hiding near the gate, waiting to ambush Bjorn as soon as he entered. Bjorn noticed the ambush, but it was too late now. The man swung his sword and cut Bjorn, causing him to fall to the ground. The man in red smirked and said that he had finally got the barbarian, but his attitude didn't last long. As soon as Bjorn's acidic blood got on his face, he started screaming in pain. He was too weak, yet he was acting like that. This whole acidic blood thing reminds me of a manga called Dungeon Seeker, but I advise you to read this manga only if you have a strong mind, because it's quite dark. The good thing is that it's completed. Back to the story. Bjorn looked very proud about this. Then a scream came. It was the scream of a girl hiding behind the table. She regretted screaming instantly, covering her mouth with her own hands. But it was too late, as Bjorn had already noticed her. Again, this girl reminds me of another story. I know many of you guys don't like my opinion in the middle of the story, but it's a habit of mine. She reminds me of the Duke's daughter in the manhwa called I Became a City Lord in Another World, or something like that. If you guys like Kingdom, building stories with a big harem, you can try this one. Let's get back to the story. The man in red, who is also the branch manager, told them not to touch this girl because she's the daughter of the district manager, and if he did anything to her, he wouldn't be able to live. But Bjorn was thinking the opposite. He thought he hit the jackpot. Then he hit the head of the branch manager and knocked him out. Bjorn changed his original plan. He wasn't planning to do this, but now the district manager's daughter is here. Things will either end up really easy for him, or they'll end up going terribly. Then the daughter of the district manager started talking, saying that Bjorn already knew she would be here, and he planned all of this a long time ago. Then Bjorn grabbed her and shut her mouth up with his hand. Bjorn told the guards to bring the inspector in charge of him, the Crystal Union's leader, and also a mage from the magic tower. He warned them that if they failed, he would kill the daughter of the district manager. The guards were confused about what to do, but in the end, they decided to leave the branch manager behind and go to do the things Bjorn told them to do. Poor branch manager. Bjorn was holding the lady very tightly. Then he took a long breath and shouted with all his power. His head looked like it was about to burst from his own scream. He started telling them about himself and the things the guild had done to him. He told them that the guild was framing him, and even swore that he was innocent. He was doing all of this to make a big scene like this, so they wouldn't be able to just cover it up. Bjorn's demand reached the magic tower. An old man claiming to be from the branch manager informed them that a psycho was causing havoc. The person he was talking to was Raven. She looked even more beautiful without her hat. The old man then told her the story of what that maniac had done with the other prisoners, and that he had taken the daughter of the district manager as a hostage to request a mage. Raven said that he must be really stupid to do such a thing. Then she instantly got ready with just a snap of her fingers. That's how women should be, ready instantly. Raven stated that she would go because there was someone she needed to look for anyway, and she was also curious to see what this person looks like, how she will react after seeing the stupid face of Bjorn. We will see that tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you haven't liked or subscribe, what are you waiting for? Raven was shocked after seeing Bjorn there, but I am more surprised to see that she can fly. She looks like Supergirl, the cousin of Superman. Then she asks about what he is thinking or if he has multiple lives or something. Bjorn told her that she will know that later and asked her to use memory magic on him. He told her to hurry because there isn't much time. Raven says that she will do it, but he has to promise to do a favor for her in the future. Bjorn says that he will do it if it's something he can do. Then she landed inside and used her magic on Bjorn. Is he not afraid that his secret will be revealed if she sees the memory of his life on Earth? But thankfully, the magic didn't work on him. Then the mage asks Bjorn if he has some kind of equipment or artifact that can block psychological spells. Bjorn asks her if it looks like he can have anything on him. It looks like the people who come from another world, like Bjorn, also known as evil spirits in this world, have some kind of mind barrier that prevents them from getting exposed by the mages or prevents the information about their world from being leaked in this world. Whatever the reason is, Bjorn asks Raven to use something else. Then suddenly, a scream comes from behind. It's from the investigating officer who screamed after seeing the branch manager on the ground. He feeds the branch manager the potion to heal him and asks the branch manager about what happened. The branch manager stated that he took care of most of the prisoners on the first floor. He asks the branch manager if someone got up here. Then he sees Bjorn. The officer who looks like a quack doctor says that it was him who started all of this. The branch manager says that he already knows that. The officer was confused, but then asks the branch manager why he is not doing anything if he already knows that. The branch manager says that this barbarian is saying that he's been framed and that he is the one who inspected him. He asks the officer about the proof he has that Bjorn is a plunderer. The investigator officer says that he is not framing him. He told the branch manager that he brought back way too many magic crystals for a 9th rank explorer, and his backpack was full of equipment that seemed to be stolen. They even tracked down the owner of the message stone they found in his bag and obtained information from the Crystal Union that Bjorn Jandel murdered innocent people and looted the victims. Then, in a counter-argument, Bjorn says that it's a testimony from a fellow Union member, and it's a testimony that hasn't been proved with magic. Then the branch manager asks the officer why he didn't check it with magic. The officer said that it was all because Bjorn kept lying to him. He says that Bjorn told him that he got stabbed in the neck, but survived. And then he says that he doesn't have any scars because he absorbed a vampire's essence in a rupture. The branch manager was also shocked after hearing about the vampire. The officer says that he was certain that he lied because he knew that magic wouldn't work on him. So how could he trust him and bring a precious mage from the magic tower? He was very happy after giving this long speech and was certain that it was the end of Bjorn. But his luck is bad because Raven was here. She came out from behind Bjorn and told him that it was true that Bjorn consumed the vampire's essence in the first floor rupture. Both of them were very surprised after hearing that. The officer asks Raven about what she means. Raven said that she was there herself. But what can they do? They can't use magic on her. Maybe it's some kind of immunity provided to mages. The officer again asks what she means by he absorbed the vampire essence. And even if she knows him, she shouldn't defend him with lies. Raven got angry after hearing that and asked the officer if he is trying to say that she is lying. The officer quickly said that it was not what he means. Then Raven asks what he means then. Was his little power causing him to start looking down on mages too? Then that man quickly kneels down on the ground and starts apologizing for his behavior. A magic tower mage has a similar status to that of an aristocrat or nobles. There are many groups within the tower, but they all came together into one organization to properly protect their rights, or I should say, each other's interests. But for a mere employee of the guild to doubt a magic tower mage, it's like digging one's own grave. Then the branch manager asks them to stop this. Then the branch manager told Raven that even she would agree with him, that without knowing the situation, it all sounds like nonsense. Raven said there has never been a vampire on the first floor before, so yes. The branch manager got happy and said thanks. But Raven will not let this end easily. She said that it's a reason for a normal person, but that's not something an Explorer Guild's branch manager should be saying. After hearing that, The branch manager got nervous. He understands that she will not let this slide easily. Raven says that even now, after so many years since the first appearance, there are still mysteries they don't know the answers to. They can never predict what might happen in there, but he was telling her that something can't happen, so he can be so sure. The branch manager's face was looking like he was getting scolded by his mother. After seeing how ruthless, even to the branch manager, he understands that she is really a mage through and through. Then a man comes there and said to Bjorn that he was the barbarian who started all of this. Bjorn asks him who he is. That man introduces himself. His name is Niall Urbans. He said that he created quite a mess. Bjorn was confused about who he is. Then suddenly, a new waifu. I mean, the daughter of the district manager, shouts father. I think I don't need to tell you now that this man is the district manager. The Explorer Guild manages clans, casts team spells, and sells various kinds of information for the sake of the explorer's convenience. At least on paper, like every organization, who knows what is really happening? The management system of the guild is simple. Every one of its hundreds of branches has its own branch manager with 13 district managers above them. And above them all is the guild master. So, the 13 district managers are basically second in command. But there are things even they do not dare to do. They throw the Crystal Union guy on the ground. After seeing the Crystal Union's guy called Hearts Young, who gave his witness statement against Bjorn, the investigation officer got more after seeing him. Then, Bjorn takes him under his remand and asks him questions about his false witness statement about the message stone against him. He tried to refuse that. But Raven used her magic on him and confirmed that he was lying. The branch manager and officer were shocked after hearing that. Now both of them and the Crystal Union won't be able to do anything to get out of this since the Magic Tower's mage has proved it. Then the district manager told Bjorn that he was innocent. Then Bjorn releases his daughter and asks him about what is going to happen with the Crystal Union guy. The district manager says that this was all caused by this person's false statement, so they will investigate this further and then decide what to do with him. Then Bjorn says that he prefers it if they look into the clan he's in too. The district manager said that Crystal has been quite the troublemakers anyway, so he will do that. He also told the inspector that he is fired. The inspector tried to defend himself by saying that he did everything according to the rules of the guild. But the district manager refused to listen and asked if he is trying to bequeath his lack of skills to the guild. Then he told him that there will be a thorough reinvestigation of every case that he handled, and if they find anything wrong, he will be punished accordingly. Now I am feeling bad for him. They're just trying to push all the blame on a low-ranking employee. He also understands that and didn't say anything after that. Then the guards take both of them out of there. Then the district manager says that they will compensate Bjorn for any inconvenience he goes through. He said that he'll make Bjorn a 7th rank explorer first, and they will replace all of his current equipment with new gear. He thinks he can fool Bjorn with just that. But Bjorn got angry and said that he can become a 7th rank explorer with a 5th rank essence anyway. So they are not doing any charity here. I don't know about Bjorn, but they almost fooled me. For a second, I think that it's amazing that they are even giving any compensation. The district manager said that he only has 2 months of experience. Then Bjorn almost got on his face and told him to bring any 7th rank explorer, and he will show who is stronger. Bjorn goes into full barbarian rage mode and told him to come at him. The district manager was shocked, confused and scared at the same time. He tried to calm down Bjorn and told him that it never happened before. Then Raven comes forward in support of Bjorn, blinking at Bjorn to let him know that she is with him. Then she said that she is sure that there has never been an explorer who has fought off a 5th rank vampire and come back alive having eaten the Rupture Guardian vampire's essence. And it's funny that he was doing something he should have done anyway and counting it as compensation. The branch manager doesn't like this, but he doesn't have a choice now. So he asked Bjorn about what compensation he wants. Bjorn smirked. Then Bjorn told him that he wants money. a lot of money. It reminds him to ask something everyone. If guys want and can support, you can do it with just a finger or a thumb. You want to support more, you can however you want, on Patreon or here on YouTube. You guys should at least subscribe and like the video if you can't do financially. Not me, but Bjorn is asking. Bjorn asked for 5 million stones. He was saying all of this with full confidence, but he knows that it might be too much. But he doesn't care because he is a stupid barbarian anyway, so he gives it a try. The branch manager said that it's too much, but the district manager agreed. Bjorn was surprised that he accepted it that easily, then said that the 1 million stones for her work here is separate. The district manager did not look happy, but he accepted it. He asked Raven to tell the master that he is always grateful for his work. It looks like the magic tower has more power than I expected. It's only because of Raven that Bjorn's demand was accepted. After they were done with her work in the guild, Raven took Bjorn to her personal lab in the magic tower. Bjorn was looking around her lab while she's busy doing something suspicious. If someone makes a face like this in the chemistry lab, I will definitely run for my life from there. Then she gives a lab flask to Bjorn and told him to drink. Bjorn was confused about what is in it, so he asked her to clarify if the liquid in it is water. Raven says that it is water in it because they don't have any cups in the lab, but if he would like to have some of the basilisk concentrate in it. Bjorn says that he is fine with water. He was thinking about what kind of weird liquids and monster organs were in this thing, until now. So he changed the topic and asked the reason why she brought him to her lab. He swiftly put the water on the side. Then Raven asked him if he remembers the promise that he will do her a favor. It's a promise he agreed to before in a hurry to save his life. But it's not bad for him to be friends with a mage. Then Bjorn reminds Raven that he will only do something if it's something he can do. Raven says that it's fine. What she wanted to do is study the essence Bjorn consumed. She told Bjorn that it was also beneficial for him because there might be some features they didn't know about, since no one's taken it before. Her eyes change. They're full of a passion for knowledge. She is so excited to study the essence of the vampire that never appeared as a guardian in the rupture before. Mages like the graduate students. Bjorn asks her if it's the reason behind the thing she said when signing the agreement papers. They signed a contract in the guild, and she asked the district manager not to record that Bjorn took the vampire's essence in exchange to agree on a condition. Bjorn was grateful that she was being so considerate, but she was just securing her test subject. She was embarrassed now that Bjorn found out. She tried to change the topic and told Bjorn to come to the lab once a week and help her for about 3 hours. About half a year. Bjorn told her that half a year is too much and told her to make it 6 months. And she also has to share research results with him. Raven told Bjorn that he survived thanks to her and also got 5 million stones, so he should be more grateful towards her. Bjorn is grateful, but that's a separate issue, and in order for this relationship to work out long-term, he needs to show her what kind of person he is. He stands up and told her that she should be the one giving money to him. Raven was confused about why she should be the one giving money, just like you all. Bjorn told her that she has to pay because she fed him the essence of a golem that he doesn't want. Raven pushed Bjorn away, or at least she tried to push him, then asked Bjorn about how that is an issue. She said that she gave him an essence for free. Bjorn told her that she forcefully fed him that essence so that she could live. So how is that not a problem? She says that it also saved his life. Bjorn says that he doesn't care and he doesn't want it and asks her to pay 10 million stones because he heard that's how much you need to erase an essence at the temple. So you can actually erase an essence. That's great news. So basically, all rich and powerful people like the royal family should have the best essence. But if it's me, I should add a merging or devouring system in the game, where if you get a similar essence of higher rank, the higher rank essence should devour the lower rank. Like if you get the essence of Death Fiend and Vampire, The Death Fiend's healing ability will become useless because of the great healing ability of Vampire. In that case, the Vampire essence should devour the Death Fiend's essence. You guys can give your suggestions if you want something similar in my story. I'm going to start writing my story. If any of you know any good platforms, please comment down the name. Let's get back to the story. Raven asks him why would he get rid of such a precious thing. She called him a psychotic barbarian. Bjorn says that it's because he doesn't want it, and she has seriously harmed him. She said she heard that it's super rare and precious for explorers. So she should be the one getting paid instead. Bjorn said that it's a biased opinion of a mage since you guys can't take essences, so she should be asking other explorers. She said that he was saying all that because he thinks she doesn't know any explorers. He should just wait and see. She walks towards a magic ball and taps it. She calls someone called Patsaran. She introduces herself and says that he met her mentor last time. It looks like Mr. Patsaran is a high-ranking explorer. She asks him about what he would do if someone forcefully feeds him an essence that he doesn't want. That man said that he will get very mad. Raven is surprised. Then she asks, what if it was really, really rare? A really rare 7th rank essence that you could only earn in the rupture. That man said that he would still be mad. An essence that he wasn't planning to take would only harm him. Raven was shocked and nervous, while Bjorn was sitting on the chair like a mastermind who closed all the doors of its enemy. That man is explaining to Raven that mages don't understand. But you can't make it to the upper floors by just taking whatever essence you come across. Bjorn was looking very proud, while Raven was embarrassed because of it. Then she asks about how should she compensate someone for it. If something like this happens, that man says that he will ask for money. He told her that a minimum of 15 million stones would be good. Raven was very shocked after hearing the amount. That man said that erasing an essence takes a lot of money. The fee only gets higher the more you erase too. To him, it looks like they worship money, not God. Then she asks everyone's favorite question. She asks, what if money is not an option? Wait, this is not FUB, and Bjorn is joining, bro. That man said that he is not sure. But if something like this happened to him, and the person responsible was in front of him, he would snap their neck in half. Bjorn was thinking that this man lacks imagination. I think Bjorn's imagination is running wild, because he was also sitting at a good place with a great look. Raven was in shock and fear. She was thinking about what she should do. She doesn't have that much money. This guy must be a pretty skilled explorer if he's acquainted with a magic tower mage. Someone like that would definitely know the importance of balance between essences. If she had asked a 9th rank explorer who barely made a living, they would have said that they would take whatever essence they get. That's why she loses now. Will she admit her mistakes? Then suddenly, an old man comes there laughing, saying that it's really amazing to see a barbarian win against a mage in a verbal argument. Then he introduces himself. His name is Dayan Tivhilian. He is the mentor of Raven. That must mean that he's Altimion School's master, the very one that used up 5 whole floors of the magic tower. If you're confused about what this school is, magic has many schools of thought. One famous example is necromancy. This old man is much more powerful than the district manager. This old man said that he had fun listening to their conversation. Raven was shocked and said that she casted a soundproof spell. Well, teacher is a teacher. He said she has many holes in her formula. She needs to make it perfect. He says that he couldn't contain his curiosity after seeing that his youngest mentee had brought over a man, a live barbarian at that. Bjorn asks him what he means by alive. He said that most come here dead or with only their hearts left. This is really a dark turn in the conversation. After that, the old man started laughing. He said that he was just kidding. Is this mage humor? Well, Bjorn happens to be a barbarian who knows how to read the room, so he cracked a barbarian joke in response. Bjorn told him that he would crack open that skull of his. Then Bjorn said that he was joking. So the old white-haired geezer loosened up and laughed. Bjorn was laughing weirdly when saying all that. The old man was surprised after hearing him say, "Old geezer." Raven was shocked and afraid. She asked him if he lost his mind, if he had any to begin with. Bjorn was thinking if he had crossed the line now, and if he did, how he was going to resolve it. But the old man started laughing again. He said that he is different from those sensitive little worms who can't take jokes. "He looks really mad to me." Bjorn said that he would take back the old geezer thing because he took his jokes so well. Bjorn asked the old man if he is from barbarian blood. Bjorn is really taking this too far. Telling a mage that he is a barbarian is really too much. But the old man took it calmly and said that he sure has a bold side to him. Then the old man changed the topic before he started beating Bjorn. He put his hand in his pocket and asked Bjorn if he would be satisfied with something else instead of 10 million stones. He takes out a ring. This ring is a numbered item, and its number is 9,425, and the name of the ring is Forest Spirit Ring. You might have already guessed it, but the lower the number, the better the item. The number of this ring is a bit high, but it's still a numbered item. A numbered item is something you can only obtain from Guardians of Ruptures, with each one of them being rare and possessing their own exclusive abilities. If you're thinking about where the numbered item is, from the rupture Bjorn entered, if you forget about it, it was taken by the dwarf after Bjorn was unconscious. They already decided about that at the start. The thing is that this old man was giving away the Forest Spirit Ring this easily. Bjorn asked the old man about what's good about this. The old man says that it's something he definitely needs. It has the power to seal one of the essence's abilities that the user has consumed. So it can seal Bjorn's acid blood ability. You know what it means. It means that little Bjorns are safe now, and he won't become a eunuch now. Actually, Bjorn already knows its uses, but it seems that even the master of the Altimian school doesn't know about the ability that the Forest Spirit Ring has. He only knows that it suppresses one ability of the essence. That's why he is giving the ring to Bjorn so easily. Bjorn accepts it and leaves the magic tower. Raven reminded Bjorn that he has to come back twice a week to help her with the research of the essences he absorbed. Bjorn says okay and quickly got out of there. Raven was worried if Bjorn really remembered it. Raven said sorry to her mentor because he had to give the item because of her. Her mentor, the old man, told her that it's fine because it was a useless numbered item that wasn't being sold and that ring's value is only 1.5 million on the market. He said that the stupid barbarian will be so angry once he realizes how much that ring was worth. The old man thinks that he was very smart. But what will happen when he finds out the real worth of that ring? Then he realizes who is really the stupid one here. In this world, mages are the smartest of everyone. But Raven doesn't seem to know how to obtain the goddess tears. That's why, even if they're mages, they're basically noobs in front of Bjorn. After that, Bjorn goes back to the hotel he was staying at. The man from the hotel said that he thought that he was dead, so he emptied Bjorn's room. Then Bjorn asked him about his stuff. The hotel guy said that he threw them out. Bjorn got angry and said that he paid for an extra week before he leaves. The hotel guy got scared and said that he will pay him back. Bjorn was very angry. He wants to beat him, but he can't do that in the city. Then Bjorn realized that he starts having such violent thoughts so naturally. Even when he saw a head go flying, his mind was fine. Even when he murdered for the first time, he found it so easy to do. Even if it was something he had to do for self-defense. Even when he escaped the prison, he only hesitated a bit. He didn't hesitate much when he committed any of these actions. Even the argument that he had with the old man in the magic tower is something that the old him, the 29-year-old office worker Lee Hanzu, would never done. He only thought that these were just changes that happened because of the given environment. But he comes to realize that it's like the instincts in his barbarian body that just jump out during battle. His personality, too, has changed to become more violent and simple. He is becoming more like a barbarian. But this is better for him if he wants to survive. Bjorn asked the hotel guy for 30,000 stones, and he will let it slide. The hotel guy said that he didn't even get half of this after selling his stuff. At this moment, he knew that he is. Bjorn asked him what he means by sold. Didn't he just say that he threw them? What do you think happened after that? Bjorn literally moved to a 5-star hotel. Now he has a king-size bed with a personal bathtub, and the city square is also much closer than before. He was thinking about the Anar now. What about Irwin? He didn't even think about her, and she was. Well, you know what happened. The next day, he goes to the Angry Bull Inn to meet Anar. After seeing Bjorn, Anar starts crying. She is looking like a kid now. I still miss the muscle Anar. If any of you are confused about why she is like this, it was all because of the essence she absorbed in the rupture and became small, like a normal human. She hugs Bjorn and asks him where he was all this time. She said that she knew that he would even come back from hell, but still. Bjorn said he had some issues. Then Anar said she remembers something. She asks him if he heard about the news. Bjorn was confused about what news. Then suddenly, other barbarians came there with excitement. The barbarian guy with cuts on his face asked Anar if she is talking about the barbarian of freedom. They were very excited when talking about the barbarian of freedom. They told Bjorn that the entire city is in an uproar because of him. After hearing that, Bjorn understands that they are talking about him. If you guys forgot, the prisoners Bjorn freed from prison call him the barbarian of freedom. Bjorn was worried about exposing his identity. He was afraid that if he got too much limelight, he would get into endless troubles. So he asked them the name of the barbarian of freedom. The barbarian with the scar on his face and others are dumbfounded after hearing that. Scar Guy scratched his head and said that it's strange. But his name is the only thing people are not talking about, so he also doesn't know about it. It seems like the guild took action and at least kept Bjorn's identity anonymous. Everyone said that they don't know the name, but they are very proud of him. They are proud that such a person is one of them. He is a great barbarian who beat up hundreds of people on his own, cleared himself of a false accusation, and led everyone out of jail to freedom. All barbarians start shouting, "Great barbarian! The best warrior! The best barbarian!" Bjorn didn't expect that it would become such big news. He was just hoping that nothing bad comes out of this. After that, Bjorn and Anar go to Commonlobby. Commonlobby refers to districts 2 to 5 that form a circle around the first district, Karnan. It's where the middle class of Rafdonia resides, and many people call it the free market. After that, they sell all the equipment they took from the plunderers and the old equipment of Bjorn that became useless now. They get 800,000 stones from all that. If we estimate the price of the equipment he earned right before coming out of the rupture to be about 500,000 stones. Well, that thing is a little special, so it's priceless. But still, everything needs to be priced for a fair share. After all the calculations, Bjorn gives 300,000 stones to Anar. Anar was surprised after getting that much money. Bjorn told her that she earned it. Well, it's not even 20% of the total. Bjorn sure takes all the benefits. Still, Anar thanks him. She is looking so innocent. Then she saw cotton candy and started drooling. She's looking like a kid, so she brought one. She says that humans are all geniuses. How can they even think of making something like this? And she can buy so many of these with the stones she earned this time. Now she's thinking about cotton candies as currency. She thanks Bjorn again for treating her like he used to. Bjorn was confused about what she is talking about. She told Bjorn that because her looks changed a lot, the other barbarians are avoiding her. She thinks that it was because they don't see her as a warrior anymore. Well, it's also the fault of Bjorn. And these days, the humans also keep hitting on her wherever she goes. They all are using cliché lines. Anar was very annoyed by it. She said that this never happened to her before. She asks Bjorn if she became that ugly. Bjorn got confused about what she is talking about. He tried to explain to her, but she said that she made up her mind and she cannot go into the labyrinth with him anymore. Someone commented last time that he wants a Dungeon Seeker manga recap video. I will make recap videos for that manga if there is at least 10 people asking for it. Just like that, Anar left Bjorn's party. Of course, it wasn't because of her changed appearance. That's not the reason. The main reason for Anar to leave the party is that one of the shrine's elders, known for being an expert swordsman, apparently noticed Anar. And today, Anar chose to start learning swordsmanship with the elder as her mentor. Bjorn asked her if she can't just leave one day open for them to go into the labyrinth together. Anar said that she'd like to do that too, but there's a special method that won't let her leave the shrine for 6 months. Bjorn understands what method she is referring to. That makes sense to him now, why she can't go with him. And this is a great opportunity for Anar. Anar said that she won't ask him to wait for her. She also won't ask Bjorn to let her rejoin his party again after she left. But she promises that she will train hard and come back as a great enough warrior to be a burden to him. After that, she left, and Bjorn was left alone, but he can't hold her back. In her second adventure, Anar had to submit to a plunderer and force herself to swear on her honor, which is a great shame for a warrior like Anar. Even during the rupture, all she could do was watch when Bjorn is fighting. I mean, when he is getting beaten up by the vampire. That was the final nail in the coffin that led her to this decision. Now, Bjorn has to find a new party member again. Of course, he could just go alone too, since he is much stronger now than 2 months ago. He absorbed 2 essences after that, especially the vampire's essence. A guardian vampire too, at that. His basic stats have increased exponentially, and if he considers the regenerative skills he now has, there are basically no enemies that would be a match for him on the 2nd floor. But even then, the 3rd floor and onwards will be hard for him to do alone. Dungeon and Stone is a game that forces the player to move in parties. No matter how strong your character is, you can't clear levels alone. The higher the floor level you reach, the more critical the lack of a certain role becomes. It's necessary to have various party members. So it's a good idea to find similarly leveled party members to hunt monsters on higher floors. That's why he goes to the mage tower this time. If he is with Raven, a 6th rank mage, he will get closer to his goals. Raven was happy to see him. Bjorn was also happy to see her, but the reason behind both smiles was different. Bjorn was happy because he wants her to join his party, while Raven was happy because she wants to do experiments on him. I just want to ask whose bloodstains are on this chair and what she did to them. After Bjorn somehow survived her torture, experiment, he asked her to join his party, but she said a big no. And not just no, she also embarrassed him and said, what kind of mage would enter a party with just 2 stupid barbarians? Bjorn was thinking about what she would say if she knew that there is only one now. She told him that if he wants her to join his party, his members need to be at the very least at the 6th rank, and he also needs to have a priest in the party. Only then she would consider it. Bjorn just said okay and started going from there. What he was feeling was like when you want to confess to someone, and your friend told you that the most she can say is no, but when you say, she starts embarrassing you. After that, she gave him the analysis report of the vampire's essence. The report just says high, mid, or low. That's not very detailed. Well, it doesn't matter. Bjorn knows the exact stats you get from a vampire's essence. They are all great, especially the natural regeneration, demon tolerance, and soul power, which are rare stats.